Is experience the best teacher to supersize and grow your business? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with an idiom and a proverb. Actually, this one is one of the first recorded uses of something that meant experience as being a great teacher was by Julius Caesar in 52 BC in, what was it, DeBello, I don't know, Servio or something, or Civilio, I can't remember. But that's when it first started being discussed among us human beings about experiences, the experiences we have. So my question for you today is experience and has experience been your best teacher? Now, we might think of some of the experiences we've had and we said, no, it was painful, it was expensive, it was took a long time, I could have ended up in jail. All kinds of things can be seen as negative with respect to our experiences. But also, some of the worst times we've ever had in our lives have turned out in the future or now, looking back on them, to be the best turning points, the pivot points, the times that have turned out to put us on the trajectory that got us to where we are now. And again, experiences, we're going to keep having them. We're going to have good experiences, we're going to have bad experiences. It's what we do with them and how we respond to them that really matters. Now, you might be saying, yeah, getting my own experiences is good because I can actually feel and internalize and do the thing that I'm trying to do, and I get that sense of accomplishment and achievement when I actually do something and experience it myself. And other people like me can say, well, yeah, but you could get a coach and you could learn from them and not have to make all the mistakes yourself. But the trick is, anything that someone coaches you on, you actually have to do it. You actually have to take action and put into effect, thus experiencing it yourself, the thing that they tell you to do. And you don't have to make all the mistakes along the way. I think it was Walter Scott wrote that experience is the name that we give to every mistake we've ever made, right? Any mistake or any failure we've ever had, we're like, we just chalk that up to experience. Well, of course we do. But it only works if we learn from it. Making the same mistake over and over again is really a definition of insanity, and we don't want to be doing that. But the truth is, everything that helps us grow, everything we grow from, everything we become is all based on our own personal experiences of it. I mean, you can't outsource your heart, your love. You can't outsource your feelings, and your feelings come from the experiences that you've had, the lessons that you've learned along the way. Nobody can learn our lessons for us because we each have a different set of lessons we need to learn in this life. We can avoid other people's mistakes. I just got off a cruise ship, and it's really interesting to me. Some people have never been on a cruise before, so they don't know that there's all kinds of things you can do to not get seasick. No matter how bad the seas get, no matter how rough it is, you know, when they shut the doors and they lock you basically into the ship and say you can't go out on deck because the waves are so high and the wind is so strong, you know that there's going to be a whole lot of people, first-time sailors perhaps, that are going to get seasick and are going to be getting seasick because they didn't know to prepare. Now, you can take a couple of steps to prepare. There's these little patches now you can put behind your ears. There's all kinds of drugs and homeopathic things and oils that you can take to prevent you from getting seasick. Now, I'm one of those people that I really don't get seasick. At least not in the ocean. I did get seasick once on Lake of the Woods fishing, but I don't get seasick generally on the big ships. Now, I'm still going like this because I still feel like I'm on the ship, and that's a lesson I forgot from the last cruise I was on. But we can learn from other people before we go on the ship, and we can do the things and take the precautions that they tell us to so we can avoid the most unpleasant forms of experience. But we still have to take the action to put the patch behind our ear, or to take the homeopathic medicine, or to take the Dramamine, or whatever it is that people take so that they don't get seasick. Yet, there's people that know that, they've been on a ship before, they've gotten seasick before, and they still forget to take the medication, or they don't change the patch halfway through, or whatever the directions are that you're supposed to follow, they don't do it. And so, until, of course, they actually experience the throes of seasickness themselves, and then the next time they go on a cruise, if they go on a cruise again because they had such a bad experience being sick they don't want to, when they do it again, when they go on and they have that experience again, they know to take the precautions and to follow the instructions and to do what they know to do so that they have a good experience. So I personally am going to vote yes. I think experience is the best teacher, because even if you learn from other people and you take the shortcuts, it's still up to you to take action to move you toward the success that you want, because we all have to become who it is that we want to become in order to lead the organizations that we want to create in the world, and the change and the difference we want to make in the world. So I'd love to have you weigh in on this. Do you think experience has been your best teacher? Yes or no? Have you had some experiences that you really honestly believe you would have better off not having? I've got a couple. I like to think that I wish I hadn't experienced them. Because of them, I will always make a better decision in the future. I had a super duper bad business partner once because I didn't listen to my intuition. I didn't go with what I knew was right. I went with what my head and the numbers and the things on paper were telling me, and I made a choice of a business partner. That business partner got us into trouble with everybody, including the local municipalities, and that couldn't have landed me in jail, but it could have shut our business down once and for all without and we had to go to court and everything to keep it open. So I like to think I wish I hadn't experienced any of that drama and trauma, but the truth is, because of that, I have never made a business decision going forward where I didn't really listen to everything, all of the things that were going on around that decision. I listened to my gut and my intuition a lot better and a lot faster and a lot more now than I would have had I not been involved in that particular experience or situation. And I think we all have stories like that as well. I also think back to my sudden cardiac arrest. I ran like a chicken with my head cut off for 30, 40 years, or almost 50 years actually, and then full tilt stop. Had that not happened to me, and luckily I survived it, I would not have changed the trajectory of my life and my career and my businesses and my family and my relationships and everything. But since I did have that experience, which I do not wish upon anyone, it caused me to become the person that I need to be actually enjoying my life and leading the life that I love now, versus just running through my life and not really experiencing any of it. So check in with yourself today. Are there experiences that you maybe haven't quite learned the lesson from and you want to go back and say, yep, okay, this is a lesson I got from that, so that you don't keep repeating them? I do that every once in a while. It's called a sanity check. Otherwise, just, how do you feel about this? Do you think that experience is the best teacher for growing and supersizing your business? Do you think it's the best teacher for you? Or do you think that it's easier to pay somebody to do something for you, and that's how you'll get the results you want? You can buy your way into a lot of success, but until you become the person that can handle that success, it won't necessarily be lasting. So go out, have an amazing day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow with the background from another interesting idiom and how it impacts you growing your business.